Hello everyone and welcome to my reaction to the first episode of Miss Marvel. This is the brand new Marvel Disney Plus show that's just dropped today. Very excited for this one. It's a character I'm not overly familiar with. I have kind of, heard of Kamala. I've played a bit of the Avengers PS4, was it PlayStation? Yeah, it was PS4 at the time, I think. The PlayStation Marvel Avengers game that came out a couple of years ago, and she's like the main character in that. And even before then, I've always been kind of aware of the character and, her powers and stuff, even if I hadn't really read or seen much of her in anything. So to get a series about her and to kind of, have a new hero be introduced into the MCU is very exciting. I always do like meeting a new hero, especially one that I'm not like super familiar with. I think this is going to be a fun new addition and a fun new offering, especially because we know Kamala is going to ultimately be in the Marvels as well. So, it's cool that we're going to have a lot of time to really get to know her well for when she pops up in that, which is going to be very exciting. I don't have, any kind of full knowledge of what this is exactly going to be about and like what the big threat is going to be that we have to deal with, or if it's going to be like a more personal, intimate story. I don't really know, but I am excited to find out regardless. I think it's going to be a different kind of vibe to it. It seems a bit more like lighthearted and wholesome, and maybe aimed at like a slightly younger audience. So I like that it could potentially be offering something a bit different, and separating itself in that way and making it quite unique. I'm very excited to see what's going to go down in this first episode and how they kind of get the ball rolling with a new series. So let's get into it.
Hey, maybe she just needed a break,
And a woman just I do like that she's like a Captain Marvel fangirl.
Maybe.
How about you start by turning the car on?
That's a teacher from Stranger Things. Oh shit.
A cosplay competition for Carol Danvers at the greatest fan event of the year. My costume is near perfect, just pending the final flourish.
Still trying to think of that flourish.
It'll come to me any
Sure.
Superpowers? That would help.
Well, I hear you've had a hectic couple weeks.
Oh,
Very funny.
it's a good picture.
She there. Where's going on? Who knows? No one knows. I can't see. Where?
I like how stylistic this is so far.
Fantasy's really fun, but
Every single thing I love, she seems to hate, and it's like she thinks I'm some kind of, weirdo.
you are weird.
What? If I'm weird, you're weirder.
The best people are weird.
I can't build you a horse, but
Well, you
otherwise.
can build me slot baby wings. That's very me.
Easy you.
I love all these animations, they're so cool.
My chest will send all this junk.
Junk to us. Amir, have you lost your ears?
Hello.
So cool. Is this Nani's?
Oh,
That is junk.
does she know that there's more to that?
Take this.
Oh, that looks good.
What did she have to discover about this? Good for her. I mean, she wanted to travel the world and she went for it. You're too short for that, John.
Yes, you really are too short for this.
What are you supposed to do? Grow? Stretch?
It connects all your devices. And
Okay, so he's like gonna be the guy in the chair, right? Henry from Walking Dead.
So you want to go to a party at night. Is this a joke? No. Is Bruno recording this for internet?
You do trust me, right?
No, I don't trust you.
God.
Of course she does.
Because I can't do a single normal teenage thing in this house, right?
Come on, Peter. You're not normal.
Oh!
I meant you're special.
Probably should have led with that part then. I do like how they're leaning into like the escapism of like superheroes and what that can offer you. And how like superheroes, because the MCU's been going for so long, is like a culture now.
I got you.
Oh.
My turn, okay?
I love how they're getting the messages across like that. Very clever. Aww.
I have a surprise for you. The Hulk!
Oh my god.
Wait, best is yet to come. See, Kamala, big Hulk and little Hulk.
I mean, that is quite sweet of them,
I'm so
but
cute.
again, not ideal.
And you can't come with me, not just like that, because it is so humiliating.
Well.
If you don't go with your dad, you're not going at all.
Communication isn't the best in this family, is it?
This for you.
I do think it's quite cool that her dad's willing to like dress like that and go though. Aww.
Dressing up as Captain Marvel's weird,
No, it's not.
and it's childish, and I know that, okay? And let's be honest, it's not really the brown girls from Jersey City who save the world.
Aww.
Sure they do.
They're going to.
You want to save the world? Then you're gonna save the world.
Aww.
With the right equipment, of course. Speaking of, who's prototype? Oh, we fighting?
Well, those two are adorable, and I will die for them both. Oh, Christ.
Then I make my way out of the house undetected but extremely impressive, where you will be waiting in your costume. It's better be awesome. Please don't embarrass me.
Me embarrass you?
Yeah, I
Oh
said
my god.
you and your fancy Zuzu system are going to be my cover. So, when there's a knock on the door, don't demand a change it. Finally, you being a genius is coming in handy. Then, it's time for a tight and spontaneous 60 minutes of fun at Avenger Con.
I like his
Then the 8
Tony
seconds is
Stark
the reason we're
look.
here, the reason I learned to sew and you learned to airbrush the cosplay competition.
So your mom's Hulk isn't the right idea, but maybe something Pakistani?
Ah, she's gonna get the things to like. Yeah, okay. That's how she's gonna get the powers. There it is. So I'm guessing the mum seems to know something more about these things, and maybe that's why she's like super protective. Great. That's a bit of a dick move to close on your bike.
Find it there when I get back.
I want to go to AvengerCon. This looks great. Good man. Oh, I never thought I'd hear this again. Great. I also enjoy that Bruno's gone as Marty McFly. God. That is America's ass. Oh. That is also me looking at Brie Larson. Oh boy. Oh.
Last call for the Captain Marvel cosplay competition. Cosplayers, please line up on the side of the stage.
Oh no, come on.
Great, yeah, good. What are you wearing? Where's that?
That is Leopold Fitz, my friends. Here we go. I think they've changed up her powers in this compared to the comics. I think they've done something a bit different. Oh, hello. I mean, that'll do it. Oopsie. You've killed Ant-Man. Oh, Christ. Uh-oh. Oh.
Are you available to book for parties? Do you want to take a picture? I'll tag you. I follow mostly.
Oh! Jesus Christ! She's dead! Stretchy! Oh. Well, there you have it. I don't think she recognised that was Kamala, so...
Did that come on your foot? Are you okay? Hey, can you take it?
Oh, Christ. Oh, I feel like they're going to be waiting for her in there. Yeah.
Where have you been? Who is this rebellious girl sneaking out, lying to Abu and me?
Captain Marvel.
Trying to be rebellious.
And I'm trying to protect you from yourself. Focus on you, your grades, your family, your story. I mean, who do you want to be in this
This is her story.
Do you want to be good? Like we raised you to be? Do you want to be some, this cosmic head in the clouds person?
So sparkly.
Cosmic.
Yeah, I'd probably choose that too, to be fair. Yeah, I knew the video had to come back and bite them. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's him from No Way Home, isn't it? I heard he might be in it. Okay, that was the first episode of Miss Marvel. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was really good. I loved how different and fresh and stylistic it felt. You know, the idea of like having the little animations running around and, when they're texting and stuff, it's kind of like showing up in neon signs on the buildings around them. I think that's a really cool way of, representing a world that we're so used to now with the MCU and a world we spent so much time in, kind of showing us a different side of that in a different way. As we're also getting a very different kind of superhero as well, Kamala being a lot younger and, a Pakistani background as well, so a different bit of representation with a new hero. So I love that, they've shown that and represented her story in a very different way stylistically to other MCU kind of projects. I think it's really cool how it's come across as quite unique thus far, in terms of, how it's styled. It really felt like comic booky in that sense and very kind of light-hearted, and I really enjoyed how it presented itself in that way because it seems a lot of the focus with like Kamala's mind space, she's kind of drifting away, having all these thoughts, like it's the true escapism that superheroes can offer, especially when they are real in Kamala's world. Of course you're going to kind of be obsessed with them. So like they're kind of exploring the culture of that and the escapism that offers people, while our like hero has this kind of background in this family who is very focused on the real world and real life and the future, and getting married and all of that. And obviously that's kind of having a negative impact on Kamala's life at times because she does seem to have some kind of body issues in regards to that and what her mother was saying to her. But on the side of it, that's kind of how their families, I guess, have always been brought up and how they've been told to bring up their own children and stuff. So it's kind of like the traditions, isn't it? And Kamala kind of pressing against those a bit and need to find some sort of middle ground eventually, I would imagine. But yeah, I do like that kind of struggle that they're presenting. And again, because we're seeing a different kind of family, different kind of hero and characters and religions be represented in this, it therefore can present new challenges and new social, moral, personal dilemmas be presented for our hero to kind of tackle. No other kind of hero in the MCU thus far, being Kamala's age and from her background and everything, we haven't been able to see anyone face the troubles and problems that she can from like how she's being raised in her home life and everything. because we haven't seen that represented in the MCU before. So I think it's really, really cool that we're getting that, and I think they've kind of established that and built up that kind of core conflict with her and her family really well. And I think they all come across as quite likeable as well. I think it's very sweet. You know, they were meaning well with the Hulk costumes and stuff, but there's just that big divide, isn't there, culturally between them, I think, which maybe is something that will be resolved ultimately. But, you know, her brother seemed nice and understanding as well, so I quite like that, and he was very supportive of her, as was Bruno. You know, he seems like best friend goals. You know, I like that he was, you know, really encouraging of her and supporting her and doing everything. I like all the techie, gadgety stuff that he could do. Potential spark between Bruno and Kamala there. They seem to have a bit of a moment, so I'm guessing that's going to be a thing. But even if not, you know, they are absolutely best friend goals, and I would die for both of them right now. So I really enjoyed everyone's performance in this. Were great. But, you know, I think we spent the most time with Kamala and Bruno, so I do think, you know, those two actors did shine the most. Quite literally in Kamala's case, because she's got all shiny new powers and stuff now. So I do believe in the comics and stuff she's an Inhuman, and they obviously kind of have moved away from the Inhuman side of things in the MCU after the show and everything. Didn't do particularly well. So they've kind of given her a different kind of origin to her powers. So there's still kind of a stretchiness to them. We saw like the long extended arm and stuff, but it's kind of a bit more crystally and cosmic based. So I'm excited to see, you know, how they kind of continue to show off those powers and explain, like, you know, what the actual like bracelet thing is and does and where it came from, and, you know, how aware or not aware is Kamala's mother to that, because she did seem to, you know, very quickly snatch it out of Kamala's hands. So maybe she's aware of that history, and that's why she's so like overprotective of Kamala, and just wants what's best for her, wants to keep her safe, which you can kind of understand, because, you know, Avengers Con did kind of granted of Kamala's own making, I guess, in the end, by putting the thing on, you know, did get a bit dangerous. And that's now attracted the attention of, you know, that police officer guy, detective guy from Spider-Man No Way Home. So, you know, I'm guessing that's going to be a new conflict for Kamala to deal with as well, because they're going to be on the hunt for her. So, yeah, I am really looking forward to seeing where this goes. I'm loving the characters a lot. I think the acting's really great so far. I love how it's, you know, presenting itself stylistically as a show, something very different and unique. And yeah, I think it's a really strong first episode. I really enjoyed it. And I'm kind of hoping it just sticks to like a very more personal, intimate story like they set up with this first one. You know, I don't need all these massive grand connections to MCU. I don't need everything to be like the end of the world kind of situation and stuff. I'm hoping it stays quite personal, and I think that's where they're going to be going with it. Especially with Kamala being quite young as she is and everything. So I'm really liking it so far. This is a really, really impressive first episode. You know, I thought Moonlight's first episode was also fantastic, and I think that was the strongest one thus far. This, I might have enjoyed it a bit more than that even. I don't know, I'll have to kind of really think on that, but certainly one of the strongest first episodes we've got on the Disney Plus show, I would say. I really, really liked what they're doing with it, and I can't wait to see how the story continues. So yeah, fantastic first episode. Loving the characters, loving where the story's kind of going, I mean, how that's being set up. Loving just, you know, stylistically how the show is. Something very different and fresh and new, and I'm really, really excited to see where this goes next. So yeah, fantastic first episode. Can't wait for more. And until my next reaction, thanks for watching.